in stereo and surround sound.
Sorry, I want everybody to listen to That's Freedom. Go find it. Listen to it.
It's on the playlist, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on the playlist. Listen to it on the playlist, on the Freedom playlist.
I got us on Spotify, and I got a playlist for Spotify even too. I hadn't been sharing it just because you know how the algorithms work.
Mm-hmm.
How they don't work sometimes.
Algorithm
Band. But yeah, no campy silly intro. We're just gonna go into this, and this episode is for Kirby's.
Yeah, Kirby's.
It's a Wichita staple for music. And next Tuesday, forget about them kids, forget about that work, forget about all that junk. Go get your butts out for some good music.
Yeah, we're gonna have some rock and roll and some hippity hop and some eclectic. Man, I just met Little Heavy on accident because I went to a show and he was standing next to me and I was standing next to him. And then I was like, yeah, I'm going to be playing a show on Tuesday. And he's like, me too. And then I was like, wait a minute.
All right. But we'll get into that a little bit more. Let's get into this right now.
Welcome to For Music Lovers Only, a podcast where each host makes a top 5 list of their favorite songs from this week's topic. Each week is a new topic. Tune in, I dare you.
Music Lovers Only.
What's up, y'all?
What's up? Dancing a jig.
It looked like you were milking yourself.
Oh, now I'm never gonna not call it that ever again. I gotta go milk myself. I'll be back 5 minutes.
Can you milk me?
I have nipples, Sontia. Can you milk me?
I mean, if you're lactating.
Oh boy, I didn't think
me.
We're starting this one off strong.
Off really good. How's everybody doing tonight? This is episode 114 of For Music Lovers Only, the podcast. We're going to be talking about outdated technologies, themes. It was a hard way to word it, but that was kind of my thought. You know, like the beepers, the pagers, the checks, the manual transmissions, phone books, phone booths, Christmas cards. Christmas
cards.
Yeah, the Captain Kangaroo show and all kinds of things.
I think it's just your family that Christmas cards are dead in.
Yeah, because I just found mine finally.
Found them. I haven't got a Christmas card in like 10 years. I haven't sent any.
I get so many Christmas cards.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple. The Gary Sinise Foundation, which back in my formidable years when I was charitable, I made a donation to them, and every year they send me something. And they're like, "Hey, send me some more money." I'm like,
I feel like I should start sending you a card or something.
Yeah. You're on the list.
I thought about like making, doing a thing to try to get me some cards for the love of God. But none of my family does it anymore. I don't know. Birthday cards, I don't really.
Mom still makes cards. I get a card for. I just went through literally I have a desk and I don't ever throw cards away, and I have literally. I'll bet I have 22 years worth of anniversary cards. I have. So many Father's Day cards and birthday. I just don't throw them away, especially like Amy's mom makes them and they're all something special. And she like uses, they're like 3D cards, and even the envelopes, she makes her own envelopes, boxes, and like you can't throw them away. It's like eventually I'm gonna have to have like a room just to keep my cards. And
I know that's kind of the path I was on with it. I had a whole dresser drawer full of cards, and so that's kind of why. I'm not too. I don't know. Let them go.
My cards are. Let them go. My cards are scattered around, and then like I'll just find them randomly when I'm tripping. It's just like, oh my God, I love you too.
I was like morbidly, if somebody goes or something, like I'll take this and I'll display all the cards they wrote to me at their funeral, or something like that.
But yeah, it's been a crazy week. I'm still fighting the post-vacation blues, man. It's it's hot here, and I'm working in the garden. The garden's only, I'm to the point where I got to wait. And so I'm just like, sprout.
Man, I have one tomato and I'm trying so hard not to cut that motherfucker up and just eat it. I'm like, you're green. It's time. It's time. You better not start turning red before some more show up.
I got about 5 or 6, lost 2 to Indra, and I had a basil plant all droopy, but I've already got next year's garden planned. I've got it mapped out and kind of watching how much sun it's having, but it's a good dopamine fix. I assume it's the same kind of high Coach gets from running, but it's fun. And like I said, it's been kind of rainy, kind of a false rain because it hadn't been enough rain. I kind of let him ride today. It rained, but that wasn't nearly enough, and so my basil plant's all droopy and drinking.
I'm going for a near death thing because I've about died a couple times I've ran. So I don't know. I mean, if plants are killing you, you need to be careful, I'm doing this to see how I'm running away from my fears and seeing how much I hate myself. That's why I run. How much can I put myself through? No, I'm just joking.
It's torture. It's torture.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I just like gardening because it's quiet. And then, like, except for when I'm talking to my plants, like my cabbage. Oh my God. So like I had like one of my cabbages like got its head right. Like, cause last year I couldn't get my cabbages to, curl up. And so I was just eating the leaves, but I got one cabbage that has a head and it's growing. And I was like, look at your little head. You got a face. We didn't do any peppers this year because we never eat them. We just, oh, this is too hot.
Yeah. I think I stunted. I over pruned my peppers, I think so.
Prune?
Yeah.
I don't prune anything. Maybe that's a problem. I don't know.
Something, I mean, you don't want any leaves touching the dirt, and some things take a little pruning a little better, but yeah. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm having fun learning. But it's just to the patience part. And I got a lot of cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes are going good.
Mm.
Like I said, I've got 5 or 6 green tomatoes and Romas, and my peppers are kind of But like I said, next year I'm ready for corn, potatoes. I'm gonna do pumpkins so we can carve our own pumpkins for Halloween.
Ooh.
So that'll be fun, hopefully. Got it all planned out, all with pallets or very, very minimal cost.
That works. That
Yeah.
works.
Like I said, this was a little different list, a different yeah. Welcome to Garden Talk. I could talk about it all day long. But,
I got a banner for it.
But it was a little different looking for this list, and I had like 2 or 3 songs that I couldn't kick off the list because there was what was bouncing in my head when I thought of the idea. So I had to keep them on there. But after I got going, like I said, I had 14 songs, and I really wanted to bump them off, but I left them on unless some of y'all bump them off, which I think we might have some crossovers.
Possible. I could see it happening.
Yeah, this episode. So get the buzzer ready, Coach, just in case.
It's the only button I know where it is at by heart.
Yeah,
I had to push it so many times that one show that how could I forget?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I haven't one show, Sontia. You thought we made it 8 minutes in. And you're like, he's gonna not say it. No.
Let's get that spinner out and let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can do it again. 3 is my goal, right? I'm gonna take your whole list this time.
I hope so, Josh. I hope so.
Anything to take the focus off of 1981.
Now he's gonna take my whole list.
Where'd it go?
I figured I'd come back. I threw the plate in celebration. I had to go get it. It went way farther than I planned on it going.
I don't know my own strength.
It wants to fly because it's naturally a flying saucer.
I'm gonna take my hat off to do my list because this, old school hair, just things that kids today wouldn't understand. Actually, let's do it like old, like just a regular backwards hat. Like that's old school. That's me. I don't know. I was kind of all over the place. I did struggle all week because this isn't a list you could put on Spotify, and this was kind of some personal stuff I don't really want to get into too far. But anyways, we lost a dog that we've had for a really long time.
Oh, that sucks.
Other stuff going on, so it's been pretty rough. So I've been kind of like trying to listen to upbeat music, happy music. I've been doing stuff to keep me busy, and I couldn't find a list for this. While I was doing it, some songs, or even as I'm thinking about it, some songs came up that mentioned some things like once like you talked about beepers and pagers and whatever. My number 5 is a prime example of that. Jay-Z, I Just Want to Love You. There's a line in there, and he says a couple different things in there, but there's a line in there that says, "I'm too cold, Motorola two-way page me." No kid under, I don't know what the age is. I'm going to say 35, but even knows what that line means. He's like, he's writing a two-way page. Is that like a front and back of his sheet? He's writing the verses on. Well, what is a two-way page?
Yeah, like I said, 80s or 90s hip hop was definitely chocked full with a bunch of that stuff.
Oh yeah, because especially because that was like, especially even then, like pagers before even we got them, that was kind of a sign of you made it up there or drug dealing. It was one of two things: you were business, drug dealing, or weird dad that just always checked it and probably never had one. It was like just in case, like mom was going to text him dinner's ready, and it was like some special code 126. Oh shit, we're having lasagna tonight. I gotta go. Guys, I gotta go. I got a beep. Got a page.
Can I use your phone?
Number 4. This was more of a term, but nobody, I don't think a lot of people knew what it meant. But "Fortunate Son" by Credence Clearwater Revival, and the song, like it critiques like the draft, the Vietnam War, and things, like the Gen Z for sure, but most generations wouldn't even fathom the draft. Or what do you mean you had to register, or what do you mean everybody literally went and only you got out of it a certain point if you had something really wrong with you. Now every person can get out of it between whatever diseases we all have now, but back then, if it wasn't a missing leg, under 5'5", whatever, I mean, you were in.
Yeah.
If you were a male, under 36 or whatever it was at that time. Number 3. This one references something I don't think, other than maybe seeing it on an old TV show or something, but this is Pink Floyd, "Young Lust." And the part in there where the phone operator comes in and does the connecting and, "Hello, how may I connect you?" And it does the, like, they know, but like, if you're 25, they're like, "Is this song messing up, or what's going on there? Or, what's this from?" But
yeah, they definitely wouldn't get it.
I even remember my grandpa used to have, he had bought like a switchboard connector that had all of the little plugs and stuff. So when I was a kid, I'm playing with taking the things out, switching from line 1 to line 2 and connecting over. And it's just crazy how the ladies used to sit in a room and connect our phone calls so we could chat up our honey or your fella or whatever,
You got to call a guy to call another guy.
Yeah, that's what I said. Some chick answers. She's like, "Hello." I'm like, "Connect me to," and in my day, it wasn't necessarily, they didn't answer by then, but they were still connecting you early on, even in our lives. It wasn't automatically connected. It was still switchboard operators into the 80s.
Oh, dude, you know what was probably really crazy? If somebody was harassing you, you had to like call somebody and be like, "Hey, block them."
I remember like *67 and *69, so you could block your number when or you could, like keep some or figure out who called you. You could call them back like, "Hey, man." And then like there was like *674, which even if they blocked their number, you could still return their call and really mess with them. And then I'd be like, "This is the police, and you've been calling them too much. We've sent in a squad car your way." Shit, man, you could mess with and I was like a prank caller. So I used to be doing hey, is your refrigerator running? You better go catch it. So I had to be blocking my number as soon as caller ID came out, man.
Man, there was one time, I think I was probably like 7, and I crank called somebody, and I was like, is your refrigerator running? And she's like, why, yes, it is. It's doing really well. How are you doing today? And I was like, I'm fine. How are you doing? And then we had like a whole conversation, and then she hung up. I was like, man,
So
that didn't work.
you're not a very good prank caller.
She's a nicer person than she is a better crank caller. I could have told you that.
Well, like I said, you couldn't. I mean, like I said, you can block. I guess you could block the call, but I don't think kids are prank calling anymore. I mean,
no, it's just. I mean, you do. It's to your friends, or it's and they do, because now you can use these like Actually, I take that back. They do a lot of it and mess with people. They do, because you can, like, I can call you from a different number, an internet phone number here in about 10 minutes that you won't know what it is if I want to. Now prank calls are like, hello, do you want to buy insurance? And as soon as you say yes and give them anything, then they got all your shit. Your identity. Ha!
Ha! Joke's on you.
I'm the first one to use the F word tonight. Boom. Was that my number 3? It was. All right. Number 2. I don't know if I don't remember. I don't think you used this song, but you did use Run DMC the other day. Somebody did. But it's tricky. And man, that song, like when it came on, that just makes me smile. It's tricky.
Yeah.
And there it's basically they features the boom box, and they talk about the boom box as the symbol of their culture and stuff. And kids now don't know what a boom box is. You know, they know what hold on, let me take out my earphones. What? A boom box? What is it? I don't want to hear your music. I'm listening to my stuff and put them back in and then go on, you know. I remember that if you could carry that big silver boombox, man, if it had to be, and I remember walking down to the courts with one, listening to like ICP, Insane Clown Posse, just getting down, and people like, shut that stupid thing off. I'm like, sorry, I'll turn like Stone Temple Pilots or something on, you know, but still just jamming that, you know, that was cool.
And the music would last for hours.
Oh man, you go to the pool with that thing. I remember whoever showed up with that thing was the king, because you controlled it. Like, it's my boombox. We're listening to what I want. Yeah. Like the girls, like, we want to listen to Britney. I'm like, all right, we're listening to Britney. Shut up. Who cares? I didn't tell them that then. I'm like, it's because of the girls. Really, it was because I liked it. That was my number 2. My number 1. I haven't got the Beatles on in a long time. We haven't done a news about the Beatles. I've had them on an honorable mention 2 weeks, I believe, out of the last 6 or so, but haven't even brought them up. But this country doesn't even exist. And if you said I'm going back in the USSR, most people don't know where the hell that is. Yeah. We'll say now Vladimir Putin's part of it, but it's all of the places he's trying to take back were once going back. Now that he's trying to take back the USSR, no. But you know, I mean, most kids or a lot of people wouldn't even know what the hell the USSR is. I mean, maybe I guess you would because of history or stuff like that. But I mean, who paid attention in there? I mean, I did, but who today does?
Yeah. I don't know if they
it hasn't been going for a terribly long time.
Yeah, but I don't think they even teach it anymore. They've whitewashed it out of there. It doesn't exist. But the fun fact about the Beatles, it was the 6th, July 6th, was the day that Paul and John met. So that was a pretty pivotal moment in rock and roll right there.
Yeah.
And Paul, John's first band, the Quarrymen, was playing at a church, and Paul was there, and John was impressed that Paul could play an Eddie Cochran song, and then Bebop-A-Lula by Gene Vincent, and then even more so impressed when Paul taught John and his other guitar player to tune their guitars, which they had been paying somebody to tune before each show, I would assume. I don't know how often they got tuned. So, yeah. I mean, without that, we probably wouldn't be sitting here talking about music, I wouldn't think.
I still think, hard to say, because I think music would still exist. I think don't know what direction, what exactly it would sound like, but I think we probably. I love Beatles, and I want to give them a lot, and a lot of people do give them. But I think there would have been a Beatles or a next Beatles if they weren't. So,
well, could just try to wrap your head around a world without the Beatles or bands influenced by
there's
the
a
Beatles.
ton of them that can. There's a ton of people that aren't that don't like them, that they thought they were, you know, if you look back, and I tried to have this argument with somebody that basically tried to tell me they were the One Direction. They don't like their music, but they were the One Direction of their time.
Well, they were the first boy band. Yeah.
I don't think there's even an equivalent, because the type of they wrote, like, and of course my daughter would kill me for this, but they wrote deep music. Also a lot of drug music and a lot of, a lot of that type of, and maybe you're right. They were a boy band, but they were so different than all of the Monkees and all the boy bands that were existing and did exist.
Yeah. I mean, they set the standard, and then producers and stuff tried to recreate it and started piecing people together. I mean, they weren't pieced together. Like say they all met naturally and they formed a band naturally. So they weren't put together, assembled. They were assembled in a factory.
It is crazy that they were 7 different bands or 7 different looks, and they were only together for, like, what did we say, like 14 years or
10. It was only 10.
Something like that.
Yeah, and you look at, like, they aged 30 years each in that time. They had all these different looks, all these different styles, where it was 2 years of the teeny bopper, then they were the beatniks or the washed, the all long-haired hippie bearded,
I feel like some sort of Beatles type music would have eventually evolved, like
Boo Elvis.
Within it. I hate to say, I'm not like a Beatles fan. I feel like they sounded the same as everything else that was going on through there. I know Beatles mania was more of the fact that they were from a different country and they were like more rock and roll, but they really did, to me, sounded like everything else that was going on at that time.
I'm gonna
Coach, I'm gonna let you handle this one. I mean, everybody copied them after they did it. So I mean, after they had success,
I don't know how to react.
Everybody was trying to do it. Rolling Stones were in huge competition with.
Somebody get the Narcan.
I did. That was close to. That was like a panic. I didn't know how to react to that. And I know people that aren't Beatles fans, but the way you just said it to me, that was the most striking way I've ever.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth, and I'm not even going to bring up how I feel about the Rolling Stones. But I mean, just growing up listening to.
I know who your favorite band is, and I
need to quit lying to you guys. But
I'm gonna take a break, guys. I'll be back.
I think you still got one more, don't you?
No, that was number 1. Beatles is where I ended it with USSR. It'll be on the playlist. This is for music lovers only, and I'm Coach Casey. That was my list.
Good list, Coach.
Stop crying.
Oh, goodness. Flustered. Well, get that spinner out and let's. Oh. April Fools.
Oh no.
We went off of the racks. You got the spinner handy, Coach?
Yeah, it's right here. It's in my hand.
I'm sorry, the comments blew up.
It's just a lot of comments. They're having fun with this, and how am I to deny people that are having fun here?
Sontia. There will be no Beatles on her list, I guarantee.
There aren't. There's no Beatles at all.
They never existed.
No, I didn't say they didn't exist. I'm just saying that I'm not saying anything. Let's move on. The 80s, 3 songs. Let's just put it on the list of things to come back to.
Who my next artist pick is, though. So this
Well, we've already done two. We've
We're
already
gonna
done
listen to
Beatles
them
and
for the
Coast
whole
Beatles.
weekend.
We've already done them.
Okay.
So,
All right. So when I first started this list, the first thing that I was thinking was situations that were questionable. And this song that I put on as my first song, I was going to take off after I really understood the assignment, but I'm going to leave it on because apparently I'm the bad actor today. So it
When
is
aren't you, Sontia? When aren't you? Troublemaker always.
Rebel.
all the time. But my first song is going to be by BB King, and it is called Sweet Little 16. Which hopefully it's not it's the concept of a grown man pining after a 16-year-old hopefully is outdated, people. It's
Yeah.
not, but it's not like proper to talk about. It's not the thing that you really want to bring up. And so at the time, it was just like it was just the times. It was just the times. When I was growing up, I was actually raised by my grandparents, and you started dating at 16. And the purpose of you dating was you needed to find a husband. So by the time you got out of high school, you could start making babies and do the marriage thing.
Yeah.
So Sweet Little 16 was about when you had to start looking for you a husband. So that's my number one. Number two, you know where we don't go anymore? Ever?
The roller skating rink or I don't know. Is she there? Am I gone?
I don't know. Is you freezing or dramatic pause here?
I don't think that's a dramatic pause. I think she might be gone. That was like the best one ever, too. Do you know where we don't go ever? No, like I am in freaking suspense. Sontia, get back here and tell me where we don't go ever. This is not my internet this time, guys.
No.
I'm here. Josh is there.
Are you guys back?
All right,
was it just me or was it everybody?
I think
we're
it was
not
just you.
sure. We're not sure. We were both here and you weren't. So, yeah, that was the craziest ever. Do you know you left us with? Do you know where we never go? And we all just lost it.
Yeah.
Oh.
You were frozen.
No,
gone.
like what happened was both of you were just sitting there, and it looked like you were just like intensely.
Let's
Well,
see
we-
what I was
Yeah,
saying.
out of you. We were
Yeah.
going. What?
Oh my god,
Dramatic pause.
that's crazy. Well, anyways, it's the hop.
The hop, yes. Unless you
Yeah.
go to-
So my second song, I think I've cursed myself. My second song is Danny and the Juniors at the hop.
at the hop.
At the
Let's
hop.
go to the hop.
Where-
Hop.
Is
And
that like that's a doo-wop, right? A hop is like the dance, right? That's like where
Oh,
the
yeah.
kids. Okay.
Oh yeah. There's no slow dancing at the
And,
hop.
and they may
You
even
gotta
the
stop
hop
doing
is just
it.
like at a diner or something. They're at a diner and they close it down, and that turns into or a gymnasium after hours, and they're just.
Oh yeah. They can shake it. They can do
Poodle
it. They
skirt.
can get it. They can move it at the hop.
I just imagine all they did was the twist, and I kill it. So I just feel like I would have killed it then. Like, man,
Oh man,
After they
yeah.
kept doing that, like swinging between the legs and throwing them up, and I don't know if I
Okay,
get
well.
dirty dancing. I mean, that was kind of the hop era.
Oh yeah. It definitely like. I feel like one of the things that we really miss in our society is learning how to dance with each other. Like you had to learn how to dance with a girl and learn how to dance with a boy. And then you would go and you dance with each other. And that was like a bond to where you're not scared to like touch or interact in a way that's fun and energetic. And now it's just.
I don't recall what I did was dancing back in the day. I mean, I would go, hold the waist and, we'd sway back and forth, but I wanted to take lessons, but, nobody stuck around long enough for me to do it.
I recall what you're talking about, even in like classes and some of the things where they would have us.
Nick.
I recall when they'd have us dancing with like your partners or whatever, and all the other boys would be scared. I was never scared to go in and dance with them. I'll dance.
Was it Jim or was it Homac? Was it Jim or Homac?
I was Jim or
We
one
learned
that-
at gym.
I think it was Jim.
Yeah, I think so too.
PE or whatever it was called, physical education.
I
I
was
think
in
it's PE
swing
in our day.
class, swing class club, swing club when the Big Bad Voodoo Daddy
Yeah.
started that whole swing craze for a minute.
Yeah.
So I know how to swing dance. I probably can't anymore because everything hurts, but damn it, I could try. All right. Number 3. Okay, number 3. So I just went to the show. They were just here at the Riverfest, the Everclears. And it was so beautiful and wonderful and nostalgic. Like, I had such a good time, and it was so sad that Art, the lead singer, told everybody that he had cancer, and that's the reason why he couldn't hit his high notes anymore. And then, like, we all just like enjoyed it so much more. It was beautiful. But their song that reminds me of outdated things is AM radio.
Yep. On
And
the AM radio.
the AM radio, you can hear the music on the AM radio.
I don't think I
And-
ever listened to AM.
I did
We did
for
because of sports. We always did because of sports and then weather.
I
Yeah.
used to listen to the scary stories on the AM radio. Yeah, they would have the Lighthouse Horrors or something like that. 4 fingers and a thumb extended in friendship. Brings much love.
Now we did snow removal and they had around the clock like awesome weather coverage in Kansas on the AM, and then sports like the Shockers, all of them were always on. So even I used to hate the TV and not hate, but didn't like the TV announcer as much. So you'd turn on the radio, but then watch the game. It was awesome.
So yeah, AM radio definitely had its benefits, and there was a lot of talk radio and AM radio too. And my grandparents used to listen to a lot of talk radio. So that was an interesting upbringing.
Roy D. Mercer used to be on AM.
Yes, he did.
Actually, another one I used to listen to at my grandpa's, Roy Dan Mercer.
Who was the
Come
rest
up
of the
there.
story? Who's that guy? The rest of the story.
That's God dang it. And
Harvey.
R.D. Mercer. No, that's Roy Dan Mercer. God damn it. No.
Harvey something, I think.
Yeah. And his
Oh,
son-
the alien guy?
no, he was
No,
a
that's Art Bell.
country guy. And now the rest of the story. I know what you're talking about because his son took over for him too. But
But yeah, so look at that. We all have all these memories of AM radio, and now I can't even get it to work.
that's going around right now to try to save it because
Mhm.
somebody's trying to kill the funding for AM radio.
Oh god.
Paul Harvey. Paul
good
Harvey.
job. Up, we pushed it at the same time.
There
Sorry.
we go. Thank you, Jana.
She's
I'll stay-
awesome.
I'll stay off. You got the comments, Coach.
Well, you weren't pushing them. I was trying to. We were getting so many.
I know, and thank you guys for commenting. We see
Well, I
them.
usually let you guys handle that anymore.
And thanks for
Okay.
watching.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
They're enjoying our
It's funny when
shenanigans.
we're falling apart. No.
They love it.
Spiral down with us.
Yeah.
Number 4. I loved this song for the longest time, and I had no idea what they were talking about when I was a kid. And definitely want to pay homage to the gentleman that just passed, but it's going to be the Beach Boys, 409.
409.
Yep. And I'm not saying that like the 409 V8 engine isn't like relevant anymore, but definitely it is. My computer's about to die and I need to find my cord. But it definitely was one of the songs that just kind of lauded the, oh my god, I know what I'm trying to say,
Memorabilia
but
is
I'm trying to do
crazy.
something. It was like one of the, like back in the day, they used to really love cars like a whole
Yeah.
lot, and there were
They
so many songs about
They
cars.
prided, I mean, your car, that was a representation, an extension of you. You know, I
Mhm.
mean, they were out there polishing, washing those engines down. And I mean, I don't do it. And, Dad did it, but it kind of died with me. I mean, I'm not a big car guy. I mean, I like cars, not only that, but I don't enjoy working on them. I don't have enough extra money to work on cars.
If I had like when I
Right.
have a real nice car, I take good care of them and do. I mean, all my cars I take care of, except for my old trucks. That's fun to have just to go slide them around a corner, maybe hit a tree just cause. But
Yeah, I like when I got my first car was my okay. All right, so my cousin got out of jail, and then I don't know where he got his car from, but he needed to drop it. And so he sold it to me for $900. And it was a 1984 Ford Mustang.
Yeah.
And it had a glass pack and it had 4 cylinders. And I didn't know how to drive a stick, but it took me dying in the street maybe 4 or 5 times, and I was running that motherfucker around town. And when it broke down, it was so easy to fix. Like, it was so easy to fix. And so I started working on cars a little bit with that car. And then by the time I got another car, like stuff started getting fuel injected. Like, there weren't any carburetors, and then more things were controlled by the computers, and I just kind of got lost. And I feel like that sad. Like, that kind of makes me sad that it's you can't just see something's broken and then replace it and then your car works again.
Can't even check transmission fluid. You got to take your tire off, check transmission fluid. I'm like, what?
It's too much. It's too much. Yeah, stick shifts are incredible. I like when you go, like, that's my favorite. Just like going from first to third. Shit.
That's the main reason I got this little S10, and it's nothing special, my little Extreme. But that's the main reason I haven't got rid of it, because it's the last stick I have. Eventually I'll get something else, but that's the last one I have. So I get to chirp them every once in a while. Kids don't know about chirping them gears anymore.
Or push starting. Oh,
third
shit.
gear scratch.
Roll the start. Oh yeah.
Giddy up 409.
Good song.
All right. And then finally, oh my God. Okay, guys. So I don't know who this lady is. I don't even really know how old this song is. I just was like, are there any songs about cassette tapes? Like, I just looked up. I was like, is there any song about cassette tapes at all? And there is. And it's now my favorite song in the world today. And it's by a lady. Her name is Katie Costello. And the name of the song is Cassette Tape. And when I turned the song on, I didn't know what to expect. And what it is about, like, she starts the song on with, I hate talking and I hate walking with people that I don't know. And then she goes on kind of this rant. And then I realized that she's talking about dating. And I was like, girl, yes, I get it. And she was like, I wish I could just make you a cassette tape. I wish it was socially acceptable for me to make you a cassette tape to tell you who I am, so that you don't have to keep repeating yourself over and over and over and over, because it's so drab and boring and ridiculous. And it's just like, I don't want to go eat. Let's go on an adventure. Why are you guys so boring? Listen to this tape, and then if you're still interested, then get at me.
Well, it used to be socially acceptable. Now it's a Spotify link or YouTube link or Pandora link.
Man,
I think that's what it is now. That it is basically, that's how they do it. I mean, it is dating by link, or you tell everything about yourself before you ever get to know somebody, and people don't learn about you, or because these dating apps that and I know everybody don't put everything out there, but it's like, let somebody find out you're fucked up. Don't put it in your bio,
No, please put it in your bio.
No, I get it, but I mean, quirks. I don't mean you're fucked. Yeah, if I'm gonna fuck you over at some point in this, put that there, but don't put like my little weird things are what makes me me, and what makes my wife love me, and her little things are what makes her her. But if I knew some of those little things when we started dating, I don't think I would.
I have 14 pigeons.
Whatever. Whatever.
The cat lady.
No,
Yeah. Good list.
Yes. That's my list.
Good list. All right.
That was 55 minutes long.
I think it was 57. Yeah, like I said, I had fun. I enjoyed going through, and it seemed to evolve. I did the nostalgic things, and then found songs with it, and a lot of them, we had done a topic pretty similar to this, and I think it was what we called it didn't age well, and I think that's what the Sweet 16, I think it popped up on that list. We've done 114. I think I've slept since then, and it's hard to remember all of them because I'm old and I'm outdated. I feel outdated. But let's get back to my list right here. My number 5 was, like I said, 5 and 4 were the ones that bounced in my head, and I had to keep them. I kept them. I mean, I didn't have to. I could have been a punk and just never talked about it. But the first one, we're going to start off funny. Checks in the Mail by Weird Al Yankovic. This is off his debut album called Weird Al Yankovic. This is 83. I had this album in 83, and I've always loved Weird Al. So, but you know, the checks in the mail. Hey, babe, you're beautiful. Don't ever change. You know, the checks in the mail. And it's like the whole song is just got a lot of phrases and things that you wouldn't. Kids would be like, "What?" You know, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know what to comment. I'm just like, checks are old.
I'm gonna agree with Nicole or Mars. I'm guessing Nicole Mars.
Yeah, I have. I think it's 10 years easily since I've had a check book. You know, I mean, wrote a check. You know, if it's off chance I need one, I'll go get a, you know, what is it, a certified check from the bank if I need to. So that's what I had to do to buy the car. So that's, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
Number 4.
They all have the wrong
I try to
address.
check a Quick Trip every morning just to piss all the lottery people off. I try to get the lottery people behind me. Yep, I'm writing a check. One moment.
Yeah. Pennies, count out pennies. Take their time up. Or quarters. You could count out quarters because, you know, here's a quarter. Call someone who cares. You know, you say that to a kid these days, they'd be like, "What?" Travis Tritt back in 1991 wrote a whole song about it. A whole album was good, but it All About to Change is the name of the album. And so there was a couple songs on there that Tom Petty'd me. You know, they straight up Tom Petty'd me, broke my heart. But this one's just, you know, like I said, the payphones. When was the last time y'all seen a payphone? I mean, kids wouldn't know how to work one unless they watched an 80s movie or something, because every 80s movie had a payphone in it at some time.
And in any of the denominations, what kid has 10 cents at one point in my life, 25 cents when it was the most of my life, and then when it went to like 35 cents and 50 cents is when, like, that's when payphones died. I might as well have a cell phone.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I used to carry I had like, my wallet had like an area for your quarter for the payphone.
At one point in my life, I did my occupation I chose involved doing pagers and payphones, because you didn't use no regular phones as a page, and then you knew where all the payphones were, you know.
Yeah.
Occupation, eh?
Sandwich maker. Number 3 was kind of, I could have used a couple of their songs, and I think the song that I went to for this band was the one I used last time, or in another topic or something similar. But this one is "Do You Remember These" by the Statler Brothers, which off of the 1972 album Innerview, not Interview, Innerview, which all of that was just like, whoa, this is 72 and the Statler Brothers, you know. I mean, they're like kind of a doo-wop, and they did Flowers on the Wall. That was the one that I immediately went to first for the Captain Kangaroo and all that, and playing Solitaire till dawn. I mean, I don't think kids, I mean, my daughter knows what Solitaire is because we, you know, around Granny all the time. And then I went to Class of 57, which again, another Statler Brothers song, and it's just kind of talks about everybody, what they're doing, you know, like, you know, I don't know if you've heard it, Class of 57, anybody?
No.
But yeah, I'll send it to you guys. It's just fun. It talks about everybody in their graduating class and what happened to them, you know, where they ended up, and you know, we had our dreams, but what was it? Life after 18 has its curveballs, something to that extent.
Okay.
Wasn't verbatim. I did not quote that at all. It was kind of, you know.
Statler Brothers does not support his lyrics.
Okay.
They would not. They would not. They were like, well, this guy just butchered my line. What are you doing? All right, we're gonna take it a little bit more modern now. We've had the 80s, the 90s, the 70s, and so we're gonna go to 2006 with New Friend Request by Gym Class Heroes, because huge Gym Class Hero fan. Travi, brilliant. It's about MySpace. He gets a friend request on MySpace, and he's on MySpace and chatting it up and resorting to keyboards to date.
I noticed neither of you have accepted my MySpace friend request.
Yes, exactly. The very first line is very first line is Tom introduced us, so I was like, oh, I remember Tom. Tom was such a cool cat, way better than this other guy we got running our social lives.
I remember a couple of years ago I was able to get in through the internet and steal a bunch of pictures off of mine, because that was what was cool about MySpace. Your opinions were not on there, your music and your pictures. The only two things I care about is your kids, what's going on. I don't care about your Starbucks. I want to know what music you're listening to and what the hell your kids are doing,
Oh, and you could rank your friends, so your opinions about your friends were widely known.
That's cool. I did like that. I knew Stephanie was a hoe,
I'm not
your top 5 now. You, coach. Did they bumped it up to like where you could do like 15 or something? They gave you more. I liked it because I had original music on there, and I tried to go back and get that off of there, but I couldn't. I got some pictures, but the music wouldn't play and it wouldn't let me download. It's like, dang. But all right, my number one, going way, way, way back, 1936.
Oh shoot!
Okay,
Everything about that's old.
Phonograph Blues by Robert Johnson.
Oh,
because I think there's just some innuendos in there. He gets talking about this phonograph it's like, is he talking about his phonograph or is he talking about his pecker? I don't know. I couldn't tell. I think it's some innuendos. I think it's some lace. But dude, Robert Johnson. I mean, just the like I said, weird tunings he had. I don't know when. I kind of wanted to look up and see when the standard tuning became standard, because his tuning was not, standard. He recorded it in 1936, but I don't think it was ever on an album. I mean, years later, after probably Crossroads with Ralph Macchio, they had a resurgence of the Delta blues, where probably somebody realized they could make some money off of this stuff and put them on compilation albums and stuff like that. But I mean, he's certainly never seen a dime for any of his music. But this one wasn't his original; it was a cover of somebody. But Phonograph. These kids don't know what a phonograph is.
Yeah,
I don't know what a phonograph is. No, I'm joking.
I know
and blues. I mean,
is. And if his peck is anything like his phonograph, then he needs to go see a doctor.
Kids get the blues when the Wi-Fi goes off, when they ain't got no Bluetooth, man.
Or my Wi-Fi went off one day, and I told the kids to turn on the radio, and they acted like I told them to go like find slaves or something. Like, what are you doing? Just turn the radio on. It's not that
Go
bad.
weed the garden. Go weed the garden.
Go shoot the dog. Like, no, just turn the button on.
But I got 2 songs. I mean, I got 3 songs that probably would have bumped my 5 and 4 off. And Skip a Rope. And the original guy, Henry, I can't remember his last name, but good song. But Charlie Crocker, excuse me, Charlie Crocker. I've been listening to a lot of him. He's God, I mean, amazing, talented dude. And he just Shooter Jennings. He's been working with Shooter Jennings because Shooter had found a bunch of his dad's stuff, Waylon's unreleased tapes and recordings, and so he's been co-producing it with Shooter. They just released a song like yesterday, and it's a Stevie Nicks cover or Fleetwood Mac cover that Waylon does, and they're gonna have an album they got 3 albums worth of music, but they've been working with the original band, Waylon's original band, to come in and kind of finish these tapes, these raw tapes, and get them all done. They're doing it all, I think, analog, no digital, obviously no AI. And because I mean, Shooter, I like Shooter. One of his songs, he almost made the list. The Gunslinger. Kids, I mean, the cowboy gunslinger, I mean, you shooting somebody, you're the bad guy nowadays, but there was a time when the good guys
like
shot back.
Shooting somebody, you're always gonna be the bad guy. Like I don't think that was old timey. I think shooting people is bad.
No, they come in to shoot you and you shoot them. I mean, Wyatt Earp, I mean, you're lost. You're shooting.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad that we were able to help you out, Mars. We're here every Wednesday at 8, and then we're on Spotify, YouTube, Space until it's deleted. So yeah, go back and see there's probably bands and all sorts of different people. You've our artist dives and everything. There's so much to look at.
And Sontia doesn't always hate on the Beatles on every show, just so you're aware. If that did bug you at all like it did me, I'm just saying it doesn't happen every show.
All right. Well, you can go find her Tuesday at July 15th, and you can express to her your strong feelings of the Beatles. But you got to listen to her and the whole set if you're going to bitch at her. You got to listen to the whole set. You got to tip. You got to tip really well. $10 a complaint, right?
Tell her how much you feel like the Beatles have influenced her music.
Whether she knows it or not.
Influenced my music, and the Beatles were influenced by the blues, but we're not gonna go there either.
All right, guys, we ran late. We just blew past that 45, and
that was really a productive segment.
I thought it was terrific.
All right, we might be back next week.
Yeah, we'll figure out something for next week. We don't have anything planned right now, but we'll figure it out.
Goodbye.